Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's truly wonderful to have the cantor together with Eric Tapper with us. The energy, it wakes us all up for Shabbat and makes us feel the joy of what is to come. So it's wonderful to welcome all of you. I know many have traveled from near, but from very far, and we are just going to be glad that you are here and present, and you're in for a wonderful, special weekend to be shared together with Jonah and his family. And indeed, it is Jonah who's going to start us off this Shabbat as we turn in our prayer books to page 120. And I am going to welcome forward Jonah and Annie and Josh and Jessica to please come forward. You can leave this room. Jessica's going to light candles. And then Jonah will lead us in the Kiddush. One moment. Let your mom light candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
And now page 123. Give Jonah one hand the blessing, one hand the Kiddush cup. And here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho ba'ava u'ratzon hinhilanu zikaron l'ma'aseh reishit ki hu yom tehillah l'mikra'ei kodesh zeher yitziat mitzrayim
Kivanu v'harta v'yatanu kidashta mikomim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat. Amen. L'chaim.
We're going to continue with the chanting of Lecha Dodi, page 138. We will chant verses 1, 3, 1, 2, 5, and 9. Page 138.
For the last verse, we rise and face the doors as if we are welcoming the Shabbos bride.
Ui v'shalom, ateret balav,
גם בשמחה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלום בואי חלום כן לילה לה לחדדי לה לקרוש קלה
We remain standing. We're on page 146 with a Baruch Hu and then followed by the Shema. Page 152.
Yisrael Adonai Elohim Adonai Echad
Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim
Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim
Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivul Malchuto
Le'olam Baruch Shem Kivul Malchuto Le'olam
Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim
You may be seated, and we turn to page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, ובטחתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Jonah always did everything fast around our sanctuary. We're on page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, לא רצילות, עושה פלא.
Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you his songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai?
And on page 159, let's read together. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no war, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
We continue with an interpretive version of Hashkivenu. Annie and Joni, you know this from camp. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing, and I pray don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that they don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai Elohim
Yidenu Shomrinu V'chaim Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'ham Yidenu Shomrinu L'chaim Ushmor Tzitinu Uvoinu L'chaim Ushalom Me'ata v'ad olam Olam. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. And I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the children to say that they don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
Page 161, we read together in the middle of the page. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We continue with Vishamru, page 162.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasut et hashabat le'dorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasut et hashabat le'dorotam berit olam. B'nei Israel, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Israel et hashabat lasut et hashabat le'dorotam berit olam. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We're on page 164 for Tefillah, and it's a pleasure to welcome back Jonah to lead us in our prayers. Would you rise, please?
Adonai sefef tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagidol Hagibor v'Hanara El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zoher HaSteit Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'Neihem L'Ma'an Shemo V'Ahava Melech Hozer U'Moshiach U'Magem Baruch atah Adonai Magen Abraham ve'ezrat Sarah Atah gibor le'olam Adonai Mehayeh akol atah rav le'asiyah Mechakol Chaim behesed Mehayeh hakol berahabim rabim Somech noflim verofech cholim Umatir asurim Hayem emunato lishenei afar mi hamocha ba'givurot umidom elah melech mimim umchaye umatzmiya Yeshua v'ne'eman atah hakol baruch atah Adonai
Mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha hakadosh, u'kedoshim b'choyam yihalu chasela. Baruch ata Adonai ha'il hakadosh.
And you may all be seated. Thank you. Page 173, we read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. And may all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
We continue with Shalom Rav. Forgive me. We continue with Shalom Rav, page 178.
Shalom Ra'av al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra'av al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom ra'av al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom ra'av al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Ki tov einecha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol lev v'chol sha'ar yishmerecha. Shalom ra'av al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom ra'av al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. Asim
Well, this week, just like every week before it, is filled with blessings and challenges for each other, for the world in which we live, and for our nation in which we live in America, and for our sister nation in Israel. In fact, each and every week, because it is called life, is filled with the unknown. And that's why we must give thanks when there are blessings. And that's why we must realize how fortunate we are when we endure. And when we are put to the test, we must find strength from one another and the hope that there is always a better future. And so indeed, all of those events played out this past week for all of us, with violence in our own nation. Once again, students going to school needed once again to fear for their lives. And in Israel, those just trying to live their lives were given but 20 seconds to find safety when the alarms went off and the rockets started to hit. And yet, after each trial comes the ability to renew. And so again, children got up and went to school. And Israel not only woke up and began functioning again, but actually began a grand celebration in honor of their 71st anniversary. So we can learn a lot from our students, from our history, and from our people. That Shabbat is a time to look around and really give thanks. I know Jonah does today, because there is much to give thanks for. But indeed, for all of us, no matter the challenge or the blessing, I'm sure there is something deep within that we can all find to say thank you. We pause for a few moments.
Shalom b'Ramah, Yas Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshet Tevel, V'imnu. Amen. Oseh Shalom b'Ramah, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshet Tevel, V'imnu. Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Oseh Shalom b'Ramah, Yas Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al כל יושבותינו עמו. Amen.
Always on Shabbat, we add extra prayers of healing for those who may need them. And so if you are thinking of anyone and you would like to share a name out loud or within your own hearts, if there is someone who is with us over our live webcast, because they are not well, we wish them a Shabbat Shalom and include their names and thoughts with ours. And for those we know and for those we don't know, we say, Baruch Atah Adonai Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed is God from where the source of healing flows. And when healing cannot be their ultimate gift, we pray that they will have the ability to endure their challenges. Amen. So I thought tonight that we'd just have a little bit of fun in terms of learning some fun facts about the great, miraculous state of Israel. Because regrettably, all too often, when we hear the name of the country or read of it within the media, it has something to do with conflict. And of course, it always becomes a political issue. On what side does one fall, and where does one believe, and what does one think? In truth, we who live on the sidelines, it's really none of our business until we put our lives on the line in order to protect her and save her. In truth, it is only those who live in the land that have every right to vote and make their decisions. And in fact, you may not realize this, but Israel is one of the few countries in the world that does not allow its citizens to vote from afar. You must be present in the country in order to go to the polls. And therefore, just a few weeks ago, you could not get a flight to Israel, as each and every flight, particularly the nonstop and direct ones that would take them literally for just overnight to cast a vote, were totally sold out, so that anyone with an Israeli citizenship could have their vote counted. But what we don't take the time to realize is that in the 71 brief years, think about it. Yes, it's the lifetime, and God willing, we should all live at least 71 years and beyond, and we see what can happen in life. But in the life of a country, it's a blink of the eye. And yet, how many of us really take the time to think on this, the 71st anniversary, what has Israel actually accomplished and given to the world? So I'm going to share a few things that I found that perhaps you may realize came from Israel. Others you may say, I didn't know that. And others still that you may say, why was Israel even bothering? But we'll find out. So for instance, the very first new thing I learned is that it is Israel that gave the world the cherry tomato. I never knew that Israel was literally the inventor of the cherry tomato. It is also the only country in the world to have more trees today than it did 50 years ago. The only country in the world that is actually growing more than it is destroying. Now, there's a sermon for you. Now, did you realize that after Tokyo and New York City, it is Tel Aviv that has the most sushi restaurants per capita in the entire world? And Israel is the only country, the only one in the entire world, that has a sacred language as its national tongue. No other country in the world is using its sacred language. for everyday conversation. Thanks to its national snack, babies in Israel are 10 times less likely to ever suffer a peanut allergy. And that would be because of bamba, right, bamba. That wonderful peanut, it's like a peanut Cheeto, if you'd ever want to know what it is. And every baby is given them from the moment they can suckle. And indeed, there are no real peanut allergies in Israel. Israel, you know, we're called the people of the book. Well, we publish more books per capita than any other country in the world. We also have the highest rate of entrepreneurship of women of anywhere in the world. And this one I really loved. I didn't realize it, but there are more than 40 kosher McDonald's in Israel and only one kosher McDonald's outside of Israel. Can anybody guess where that was? And we were actually there. It's in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is the only other one, and it was delicious. Very, very good. What else? Let's see. Israel has the only national bus system that actually has a biblical quote on it as you enter the bus. And it says, "You shall rise before the aged and show deference to the old." It is a very potent reminder that we are to give up our seats for those who need them. There are 1 million notes that are left at the Kotel each year, and I have this question all the time. How are they ever cleaned up? They're cleaned up twice a year. They were just cleaned up before Passover, and they'll be cleaned up again before Rosh Hashanah, and they are all buried. And so they are all very well taken care of. There is only one city in the world with the greatest number of chess masters. You try to guess which one it is. I would never have known this. Beersheba has the greatest number of chess masters in the world. All right, and this is one of my favorite. The glue on every Israeli stamp is kosher. And while we and much of the world will be celebrating Mother's Day this coming Sunday, of course, not in Israel. They celebrate it on the birthday of Henrietta Zold. And so that was on the 30th of Shvat, just a little bit ago. So Microsoft, you've all heard of that company. Where do they have the most employees per capita in the world? Israel, absolutely. And there is only one country in the world that Starbucks failed to ever break into the market: Israel. They opened a few and could not sustain themselves because Israel and their own cafes are so good. They don't need a Starbucks. That's it, aroma. Israel has the highest number of museums per capita in the world, and if you feel adventurous, it is the only place in the world that you can buy hummus-flavored ice cream. And that is in the city of Old Jaffa. This was a new one to me. We all know that there are those who are observant Jews and, of course, do not drive on Shabbat. But did you know that you could buy car insurance for only 6 days a week? They actually have policies that exclude the driving on Shabbat. I thought that was amazing. And Israel also has more orchestras per capita than any other country in the world. Israel is only one of 3 democracies that does not have a codified constitution. Only 3. So you know Israel's one of them. Can anybody tell me what the other 2 are? One would be New Zealand, and the other is actually Britain. Britain has no constitution. Israel has more computers per capita than anywhere in the world, and they are also the largest consumers of fruits and vegetables of anyone in the world. It is the only country in the Middle East where the number of Christians is actually increasing. The only country. And relative to its population, Israel has absorbed more immigrants than any other country, with newcomers from more than 100 countries. And that is really one of its most amazing facts. All right, you all use a cell phone. You know where it came from? Okay. Ever use instant messaging? Israel. How about a UBS flash drive? Waze navigation system? And how about all your new cars with collision avoidance systems? Israel, all of it. Life expectancy in Israel is one of the highest in the world. It is 82 years. And of course, this should not come as any surprise, but in its 71 years, Israel has won more Nobel Prizes than all other Middle East countries combined. Israel is the 11th happiest country in the world. The US, if you were interested, is 14th of the 150 ranked. And just last month, Israel launched the smallest and the most economical rocket ever sent to the moon. And just this week, NASA agreed to partner on Bereshit 2, knowing that in no other way would they ever get back to the moon. So it will now be a joint project. So I hope that has amazed you, inspired you, and made you realize that with all the fault and blame, and I'll call it ugliness, that is sent Israel's way, there is not a person on this earth that is untouched by one of the inventions and ingenuities from farming and the drip method that came about in 1951 to the unbelievable medical advances of the pill camera that one swallows and they can see everything within you and so much more. What other country is always at its beck and call when there is a disaster in this world, be it earthquake or hurricane? It's Israel, who was the first on the ground in Haiti to open up a maternity hospital. And as a result, that year, Haiti had more babies named Israel than any other nation in gratitude. So please, let us not forget what this miraculous country and think of who founded it, but the miraculous survivors and those of the most tenuous nature that have come from all corners of the world and were not given their freedom anywhere else but in Israel, to live in Jews, to study, and to create. There is so much to be thankful for. So please don't forget. And don't forget to remind your friends and neighbors as well, because we all need to remember the lesson. So thank you for indulging me and you in a wonderful look at the special ways that Israel has touched our lives. So we're going to continue now with our service, page 586, with the Aleinu. And it's been such a treat to have Jonah keep us company here on the Bima. So Jonah, I'm going to ask you to come on up. Annie, would you come join him and open the ark doors? And we'll all rise, please.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצאי בראשית, שלא עשו כגויי ארצות, ולא סבא משפחות אדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו הורים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
And I would ask that you please remain standing as we remember those who are no longer physically present with us, but who are very much alive within our hearts and within our memories on this Shabbat. We commemorate the yortzites of Martin Chelnick, Isaac Deutsch, Norma Joyce Edwin, Anita Frisco, Rebecca Goldbarg, Edith Golder, Florence Karlstadt, Gerald Levin, Minna Niemer, Morris Neidwich, Marlene Rochbach, Helene Rosenblatt, Muriel Roth, Louis Sauls, Karen Sherwin, Ann Soffer, Heschel Sohm, and Marcia Stutsky. We remember two who have been taken from our midst in recent days, Lori Gilbert Kay and Svetlana Semenkovsky. Always we remember those who have no one left to remember them, and we are always very cognizant of those in the American Armed Forces and the Israel Defense Forces who have given their lives in defense of our nation and the land of Israel, for they have given the ultimate sacrifice for our safety and peace. And so we turn to page 598 to recite the Kaddish prayer. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'hayechona v'yomechona v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael b'agala uvizman kari v'meru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam amei amaya Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemeda kudusha b'rechu le'olam mimkol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata tamiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba mim shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We pray that the source of peace will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say, amen. And you may be seated. Well, once again, a very, very special thank you to Eric and Cantor. Thank you, Eric, for being here and adding your voice to the Cantor's soft voice tonight. It's always such a thrill when you can come home. And we'll look forward to seeing you, I hope, in the very near future. I hope so. To all of you, we look forward to continuing Shabbat tomorrow morning at 10:30 when Jonah will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. And as you can see, he is more than ready. He's spending the evening right up here on the bima. And that's where you will find him here tomorrow morning as well. I hope you'll all join us for the Oneg Shabbat right after our service, a little sweet to wish each other sweet. For all of us, I want to say a happy Mother's Day, because indeed, even if we are not mothers. We have all been parent-like and mentors to many. And of course, we were all fortunate enough to have women that have been mothers to us and have acted like mothers to us. So that's a very, very special day. Though we're supposed to do it according to Jewish tradition every day. Every day. It is one of the top 10. Honor your father and your mother. So, but we're grateful to Hallmark anyway. All right, Cantor, how are we going to conclude ours?
Just with a nigun, so the same melody that we started services, we're going to conclude with. So just put your prayer.
And I'm going to
join us.
invite up all of Jonah's family, friends, and Annie, come on back. That would mean anyone here under the age of 18, come on up. I'll get you all up here. Aw. Well, we could all start.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. You're actually going to do motzi. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Pull it apart, did you? Come on, guys. Pull it apart. Shabbat shalom, everyone. A pleasure. Arctic Minta Chocolate Banana. Arctic Minta Chocolate.